This is Live Again, where we talk about topics to help you on your life's journey. And today, y'all, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to do a different style of video where I talk more about an experience that I'm going through that hopefully might help you. So I might be talking more about myself today, which I'm a little nervous about, but I think that it'll be very beneficial for some people. I know that these style of videos, when I watch other creators, definitely help me. So I hope to also help somebody through this experience that I'm going through. And if you like the style of video, please let me know down in the comments, and I will make more. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Today, y'all, we are going to be talking about change, death, and rebirth of yourself. Like the death and rebirth of you, sweetie. And y'all, I just want to say, as somebody who has survived, that shit is painful. That shit hurts. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. It's painful. It was painful. It was tragic. Last year was one of the years to where I was at my lowest point. Being in, remembering how I was feeling at the time, I did not even realize how depressed I was, how low I was. I was complaining about everything, and the way I sounded, I was exhausted. I had exhausted all of myself for the sake of trying to save myself, other people, and keep everything that was in my life and hold on to it. I wanted to keep everything because I asked for everything that I had in that moment. I asked for the job that I had. I asked for the relationship I had. I asked for all the things that I had accomplished. I did that and I asked for them, and I wanted everything that was in my life at the time. I wanted everything. So why wasn't it working? Why was I so unhappy? Why was nothing going in the way that I wanted it to? I was so immersed in this world. I was like, yo, I wanted these things. I asked for these things. I got them. Why are they not staying? Why is nothing working? Why is nothing working out? I had to realize that the attachment that I had to everything that was in my life, and that maybe not still is in my life, a lot of those things were attached to the idea of wanting to be accepted, feeling worthy of being here and being on this earth, and wanting to prove myself and the world wrong. For a very long time, I have dealt with mental illness, physical illness, and it has separated me from the world for a very, very, very long time. Focusing on when you're forced in a place of literally focusing on your health, you have to do what you have to do to just survive through the day, all while trying to live a normal life. That's difficult. And even as a teen, because most of those times, and a lot of times in my early years, that was what I was dealing with. I had a lot of mental and physical issues that arose and that I had to come to terms with. I had a lot of trauma. I was immobilized at some point. I didn't know it at the time, but I had a compression, or I had a blockage in my intestines. Dealing with all of those things, only to finally reach a point where, okay, now I can maybe try to start living my life, maybe actually keep and maintain relationships, maybe actually do the damn thing. And I did all of those things. I was like, I no longer want to be this version of myself. I no longer want to live in this reality. That was my reality. And while that is not a bad thing, that will never be a bad thing. Wanting to change is not a bad thing at all. I also had to realize what came with change. And that was something that, honestly, those 3 years, I wasn't ready to accept. I just wanted the change. I wanted the positive effects of the change. I wanted the good things. Like, I'm putting in the hard work and I'm getting everything that I deserve. So now I have that validation that I need to prove to myself that, oh yeah, I'm deserving of this big girl job because I work my ass off for it. I'm deserving of this car. I'm deserving of paying my own bills. I'm deserving of this relationship because I worked my ass off for it. And if I could tell you something that I wish I had told that version of myself, you are deserving of everything that you want, need, and desire, regardless of how much work you put into it, regardless of whatever efforts, how hard you work, how less you work. It does not matter. You're worthy of it. You're deserving of it. Now, whether or not you'll get those things, yes, comes with the amount of work and discipline and whatever internally is within you, and if it's actually for you. Of course, all of those things play a factor, but you have to also know you are deserving of everything that you want, need, and desire, regardless of whatever period of your life you're in. You could be in the lowest of the lows, the dumpest of the dumps. You are deserving of everything that you want, need, and desire. It's for you. It's yours. You can have it. You can have it. It's okay to say, I want something. It's okay to say, I need something. It's okay to desire something, even when you're depressed. Like, even when you're not accomplishing things. I'm not making the money I want to make. I'm not living the life I want to live. I'm unhappy as fuck. It's okay. It's okay for you to be in that place, and it's okay for you to want better. It's okay for you to want more. It's okay for you to desire more. And I didn't know that desiring more came with killing a version of myself that I loved so much. When I tell y'all, I have a version of me, the 2022 version of me. I love that version of me. Not only realizing, only to come to realize that version of me, I was healing through so much and I was still depressed. I was still at my lowest of lows, but I wanted better for myself. I wanted to prove myself. I wanted to prove it to myself that I had just left a really, really, really toxic relationship. And I had to move back to my mom's house. That was destroying after being like, yeah, I'm going to go live on my own and with my partner at the time, and I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be making my money and everything like that, only for all of that to come crashing down. And I had to walk back home with my tail between my legs and restart all over again. I had to start over. That was humbling. And to overcome that and to see a version of myself be reborn after doing all of that, I wanted to hold on to her for so long. I loved her. I appreciated everything that she accomplished and came to. But I also had to realize that she was a version of me that no longer serves the version of me that is to come. I've learned the lessons I need to learn from her. I have grown in the ways I need to grow from her. Now she has to die. It sucks to say that, but that version of you that you loved so much, you have to let them go. You have to let them go. Whether that is a childhood version of you, whether that is the successful version of you, whether that is a version of you that doesn't even exist yet, you have to let go of the luminance you have around them. If you don't know what luminance means, it is kind of like the romanticization of them, of a person or a thing. You have to let go of luminance. Luminance, those rose-colored glasses are always going to destroy you. Always. If you can't look at who you are now and love them regardless of how depressed they are, of how they look, of how they feel, of all of that, if you can't look yourself in the mirror and be like, I truly am, I truly love myself. This is probably the first time, honestly, ever, that I was at my lowest point and I finally chose me. It was when I lost everything and everyone I thought I wanted. And that was the point that I realized that I want this for me. I want this because I want it. I don't want to feel the need to prove anything. I don't want to feel the need to fight all the time. I don't want to feel the need to survive. I'm tired of surviving. I'm ready to live my life. But in order for me to do that, I had to accept the fact that everything that I once knew to be true has to die. Everything that I once wanted or thought I wanted has to die. It has to leave. If this is the change that I want, then I have to let go of what no longer serves me. And if it's actually truly working to leave my life, I have to let it. I literally have to let it. Like, and that was such a hard pill. That was really a hard pill for me to swallow, because I am Fix It Felix. I am the one that will work to the ends of the earth to fix something, to fix myself, to fix a relationship, to fix my job. I will put my all. I will destroy myself while trying to fix something. All to realize, like, this season of my life taught me, sometimes you can't fix it. Sometimes you just can't fix it. That was difficult. I was like, what do you mean I can't fix it? I can fix everything. No, you can't fix it. It's not for you to fix, sweetie. Let it die. Let it wither away. It doesn't serve you. It's not for you. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to let it go. And I hopefully want to be a reminder to you today that it's okay to let go of a version of you that you loved. You can still love them, but you also have to love your shadow version of you. You also have to love the worst parts of you. You also have to love everything that you hate about yourself. The light cannot exist without the darkness. The good version of you cannot exist without the bad version of you, without the version of you that you dislike, without the version of you that has things to heal from and has things to grow and develop from and exists in a world that you don't want to be in. You have to let them live. Like, you have to love them. They're here. They're gonna be here. They're gonna show up when you don't want them to. They're always gonna be within you. But they have to exist in order for the better version of you to exist. They can't exist. Literally, one can't exist without the other. The bad can't exist without the good can't exist without the bad. That's just how it works. I hope to be a reminder to you today that it's okay for you to let an idolized version of you die. Whether that's a past version, whether that's a future version, it's okay for you not to be that person right now. You are allowed to be happy and exist even when your shit isn't together. You're okay to live your best life. You're okay to be happy. You're okay to love yourself, even when nobody is here to love you, even when nothing is here to support you, even when everything feels like it's against you. But the change happens when you start to change. And you can't change without there's gonna be some death in change. Change is not always positive. Change always starts with a death. The death has to happen before the rebirth is born. Certain things and parts of you have to die in order for the newer and better version of you to be reborn. You have to love and accept and work through and truly embrace the journey of death in order for the new and the light to be reborn. I know that can feel scary. That can be painful as hell. When I tell y'all, painful is an understatement, but it can be really painful. It can be really like disheartening, discouraging. It can feel like everything is fucking against you. But when I tell you, true change, you're gonna be really grateful afterwards. I am, honestly. I'm very grateful for everything that's happened over the past 4 years. Everything, every single thing, good and bad, because all of it happened for a reason. All of it happened in my favor. As much as it hurt, as much as painful as it was, as much as it felt good, even the good moments, like as much as I loved every single experience that I've experienced, like as much as I hated the experiences that I hated, I am honestly truly grateful for all of them, because knowing a version of me that I now genuinely just love, I am perfectly okay with myself. And no, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not anywhere near where I want to be. Honestly, we're just taking it day by day. And but I can honestly say I'm truly okay with that. I promise you, as scary and terrifying and painful as all of that is, you will feel so much better afterwards once you release your hold and your need to know, your need to control, your need to just figure it all out. Once you let it go, I promise you, you will feel 10 times better. Because that rebirth, also terrifying, also scary. I think I want to make a part 2 for rebirth, but rebirth is definitely also another learning curve that you have to jump over. But definitely once you reach that point of rebirth and true self-acceptance and self-love, like you'll truly be like, oh, I get it. It makes sense. We're here. We're on the same page. You taking the time to truly learn to love and accept who you are right now, the version of you in this moment, no matter how depressed, no matter how low, no matter how unproductive, unsuccessful, no matter how many failures you've had in life, this version of you deserves everything and more. I promise. And let me be the one to tell you, you are that bitch regardless. I don't want nobody to sit here and be like, oh, I can't be that bitch until I get my nails done or shit like that. No, you are that bitch now. I am yelling and screaming that shit because I mean it with my chest. You are that bitch. Today, tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, and until your death. Even after your death, you still gonna be that bitch. But that's not the point. You are that bitch. You are them. You are him. You are her. You are them. You are whatever pronouns you go by. You are them. You are that bitch. It's okay for you to be him, regardless of where you are in life. No, you don't have to have it all figured out. Fuck that. Be happy with you now. Be okay with you now. And you'll get to that point. But in order for you truly to get to that point, let that old version of you die. Regardless of whatever happens, everything's gonna work in your favor. I want to thank you guys again for tuning into this video. Thank you for also, if you watched all the way through. I know it was a little bit longer than my usual videos, but I really appreciate it. Also, let me know again if you like this style of video. I will continue to make more if you do. So please let me know down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.